Welcome, Capricorn, to your mid-month reading. Hope you guys are doing great out there. Going to get into what's the gossip. Okay, so what's happening during this mid-month? Using this deck, we haven't used it in a while. Okay, what's going on with the beautiful Capricorn? Going to grab your energy and then going to grab a card for the recent past, present, and the near future. Diving deep over here, let's get in here. You've got red flags coming out, warning signs, ignored intuition, potential trouble coming your way. You knew better. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. In the recent past over here, you do have sugar-coated, sweet but deceitful and deceptive words, empty compliments, hidden insults, too good to be true. Wow. This could be you taking off your rose-colored glasses to actually see the truth within this situation. Behind the mask, hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality. No one sees the real me. This person's really hiding a lot of either of themselves. Let's just see what the near future says here. Unbothered. Oh, that's it. There you go. Straight into Capricorn mode. That's literally the Capricorn face. Yeah, I'm not even gonna, nope. I'm unbothered. Nope. I see you. Yep. Peace, despite chaos, calm attitude, detached from negativity, not my drama. I see you clearly now. I'm not giving you any more attention. Okay, guys. This is allowing you to see reality exactly as it is. I mean, look, she's looking right at, you're looking, this is you, looking right at this person. Feeling played, but then not caring. There must have been a lot of trust here to this situation, allowing this person in. Capricorns are not, you know, the most trusting people, like kind of like Scorpios. It takes a lot to gain my trust, and I don't know. Or did you always suspect? That makes me wonder too. I'm going to go with one or the other. Either I give a lot of trust where I shouldn't have trusted. Like, damn it. Or I've always kind of suspected something was going on. I was just waiting for the red flags to pop up. Yep. Okay. So what I see here is someone was trying to sweet talk you, and they disguised themselves pretty well over here. Giving you the benefit of the doubt until you found the truth. Something threw up those red flags. Let's see what's going on over here. Sugar-coated in the recent past here. Ace of Swords. They're raising a lot of red flags over here. There's some kind of breakthrough that you're having. Hold on. Disappointment. Ready to walk away. They brought in a lot of disappointment when you found out some kind of truth about the situation. I'll find the Eight of Cups. Challenge. Oh. Protection. some kind truth came out over here that you're realizing that they're sugarcoating a lot of shit. And that there is some kind of sweet deception over here. It's too good to be. They were saying something that's too good to be true, which was raising some red flags even in the past. So the red flags is kind of an interesting thing here. A lot of times this energy is not always just from the past. A lot of times it's actually coming from the present because of what happened in the past, right? But this one's actually, I'm feeling like they were raising red flags in the recent past, which got you really thinking to the place where you couldn't ignore them any. You're like, okay, I see some red flags. We'll see how that's going to go. But now in the present, it's like, I can't ignore these. This is what's really happening. So you're not ignoring them. Yeah, see, too good to be true. But it was the fear of knowing that this could be too good to be true. Are they really doing that? I feel like you're questioning yourself within this Nine of Swords. Are they really doing that? Yeah, I'm just going to leave it there because everybody's story of what they're doing is going to be a little different, and that's fine. But it's just the questioning because you were feeling comfortable around them. You have a comfort blanket. So, and you were feeling the Ace of Coins within this situation. You felt comfortable. You felt like this was where it was supposed to be. You felt like you were going to get the Ace of Coins out of this situation. But then the anxiety and the warning signs started coming up and it started questioning things. And now you're going back and forth within your mind over here, Cap, trying to figure out, what is going on. And it was like you're waiting for the ultimate truth to come out of this situation. Thinking, waiting for the breakthrough. Okay. So you have the behind the mask. What are you hiding? Concealing their true self. Hiding something behind the scenes. You're coming up to some kind of conclusion between the recent past and now that there is something here that they are definitely hiding from you. Oh, fuck. For some of you, they're married. It's kind of interesting, though, too, because even though you're having these red flags and these warnings, it's showing that there's harmony, there can be peace within this situation, but you're starting to feel the lack of passion. You're feeling like they're delaying, they're hiding. Where the wands, where the passion, where everything was, there's a lack of now. So you're saying there was harmony, there was peace, there was this beautifulness with the Four of Wands. We're coming together nicely, but then some days they're like hiding out. They become somebody else. That's the person behind the mask. They're not telling me everything. Some of you, I'm telling you, they're married. Conflicts and disagreements in the present now, trying to get to the truth of all. For others of you, this person has another person and they've got somebody pregnant. And they don't want to let you know that they got this other person pregnant. Or they're sleeping around with their ex-wife or ex-husband. However, but for some of you, there's a pregnancy that's going on over here. Or you're pregnant. They got you pregnant. Somebody's pregnant. And that's not going to be for every one of you, but somebody out there is pregnant. Well, one of you is pregnant, right? Or they got someone pregnant. Something has to do with children. Three's a crowd. Right there. Third party. I'm telling you. There's a lot of deceit over here. There's the sneakiness with the Five of Swords. And they're really hiding who or what they are or what's going on behind. There's a lot going on behind that mask for sure. They can sweet talk you all they want, but they're lying between their teeth and keeping secrets away from you. Big ones. Nothing little, big. They feel very weighed down. Either you feel like there's some boredom in the mid-month with this person. You're just done and they're like, you know. Or you could feel like they're giving this kind of cold shoulder where they're acting like they're bored with you. But now, in the near future, you're figuring out what's going on within this situation. You're becoming more unbothered by this situation. There's a lot of fighting. We see the arguing here, conflict, arguing. And now you're becoming very unbothered. You guys could have been fighting, arguing about the situation here in the present. But now you're like calm, relaxed. You've got your true Capricorn face on. Yeah, I hear you. I'm not talking. Poker face, natural poker face. Knight of Pentacles, everything's moving. Yeah, reckless. There's a lot of disregard. There's a lot of burnout from this relationship. In the near future, you're just unbothered. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I see the red flags. I see the trouble that's going on. There's some kind of malicious deceit sneaking around. You know, this is a third-party betrayal no matter what. They thought they could get away with it. You might even have this other person coming in to tell you. It might even lead an argument between you and this third party for some of you. And you're just like, whatever, yell at me, do whatever you want, but he's playing us both. Because that's your serious face. That's the face of, I get it, I'm done, and you knew better. Why? Because you knew that the red flags were here, right? You knew something strange was going on. So it just gave you that kind of like, damn it, I knew it, right? But I do feel like for some of you, this person will come in. It could, like I said, it could be the third party coming in, meeting you, running into you on purpose. It's no coincidence that they show up at your door. They're following him around, her around, come to your house. Next thing you know, you have this unpredictable argument going on over here. With it could be a Taurus, or it could be about a Taurus. It could be about an Aquarius. It could be a Sagittarius. It could be a Cancer. It could be anybody. But I do see that for some of you, there's going to be this argument that's breaking out. They're looking for seeking some kind of personal closure. Player energy, Page of Wands. Can be, doesn't have to be, but of course, that's usually my player cards, no big deal. Creating conflict. For some of you, this could be a fire sign who's doing this. Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, doesn't have to be. But I do feel like for some of you, there could be a Taurus coming in that's talking to you about this other person. Whoever's energy I'm picking up on. They're looking for sustainable results within this situation. How is this going to work? It could be all three of you, and then all of a sudden they're yelling and fighting. Maybe she's trying to, or he's trying to yell at you, and you're just like, I don't care. And then they come in, and the next thing you know, they're all fighting. And you're just like, yeah, you know what? I'm seeing my way out of this situation, because I see you coming out of this situation as I'm seeing myself out. Because somebody's coming in very overly emotional. Like I said, there it is again, that Knight of Swords is that Queen of Swords, coming in very overly emotional, cold-hearted, bitter, bitchy, yelling, screaming, carrying on so. And you're just kind of smug. That's that over. I'm unbothered. I'm smug about the situation. Ooh, what do you want me to do about it, right? And like I said, you know, however this fight is going down, whether they're running into them at your house or together and they're arguing, because you see all these people fighting. And we see the conflict. And there's a disconnection. There's that unbothered disconnection right there. Again, smug and disconnected. That's you. What else are you going to do, right? They're cheating, right? Whether you're yelling and screaming too, it doesn't matter, because in the end, you're going to become very unbothered about the situation. However, yeah, because you're, no matter what, you're going to be moody and disappointed, right? But you're detaching yourself from this person. You're saying, nah, I'm not going to deal with you anymore. You brought me into all this crap. You kept all these secrets away from me. You kept all this. I knew something was going on. I just didn't know that. And she might even pull up, you know. And she may be like big and round and 7 months pregnant. And oh my gosh. So yeah, there's this painful betrayal that you're getting from this person. You know, you're just realizing, I'm unbothered because this is, you know, a walking disaster. You're going to leave them completely behind to deal with your own self. Right? Chaotic actions. You're walking away clean. You're like, okay, well, then you can clean up your own mess, because I don't want to be a part of this anymore. I can't even believe you put me into this place. Okay? So yeah, it's messy. It's very messy. If you guys know that this is not your story, please watch your rising moon or Venus. Okay. Yeah, because I see over here you're going to want a lot of alone time to try, and then present now, to try to figure out what's going on before this all, because your intuition's going to start really coming in strong. That something is really wrong. There you are, poker face. That's crazy. Yep. You're going to be impossible to read. You won't know what I'm doing because I'm unbothered with my poker face. You can't tell me. You'll never know exactly right now during this time exactly what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. I'm going to express what I want to express, and the rest is going to be my poker face. As I'm walking out that door. Absolutely. And blocking you, or however it's going to be. Okay, guys. Yeah, this is kind of a big mess for you. Okay. So until next time, peace and love. Bye-bye.